All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this session. We are waiting for a few more people to join and we'll start post that. Okay, I'll take up your queries one by one once I give you introduction to this webinar, what we are going to learn, what is this webinar all about. Once I give you a basic introduction, I'll leave the session open for your queries. You can ask your queries, you can get them clarified, or even during the webinar also, if at all you have any questions or any doubts, you can ask me. I can answer your questions. Just be a little bit more patient so that I might be getting a lot of messages in the Zoom chat box, so I'll have to take up one by one. So just be a little bit patient. I'll be taking up all of your queries. I'll be explaining the webinar, what this webinar is all about, why are we conducting this, what is it that we are going to offer after this webinar. Okay, so let's wait for a couple of more minutes so that you know it's a Sunday morning and it's obviously a winter morning, so people might need some time to join. Let's wait for them and we'll start. All right then. Cool. So now that it's 10:35 already, so I hope everyone has reached out or has at least opened the Naresh IT Instagram page. If not, you can just click on open your Instagram and search for Naresh iTech and follow the Naresh I Technologies official Instagram handle. You'll get to know all the latest details about all the courses that are being offered, new batches being started, any webinars being planned over the weekends. Okay, sometimes webinars will be planned over Saturdays and Sundays, 2 days also, sometimes occasionally. So you can get to know all those details via Naresh I Technologies Instagram handle. Just make sure you're following up. Just click the follow button and you'll get all the latest updates on Instagram as well. And today's session will obviously be recorded and it will be posted on YouTube as well. So a YouTube live has already started for us. So it will be on YouTube post the recording is over. Post the session is over. You can again refer to this on YouTube as well. So the link will be shared with you. It will be posted on YouTube, so you'll get to know about it. Now, coming back to today's session. So, today the webinar is all about understanding what testing is basically. What is testing? Why do we do testing? What is manual testing? What is automation? What do we do in automation? Why do we need automation? What are the different technologies that are frequently used in the software industry for your automation? We're going to learn about all of those things. We'll try to have an overview about those things. So by the end of today's session, you will understand what testing is all about. Okay, you must have seen the workshop poster, the webinar poster. Okay, so you might have already gone through the agenda for today's webinar. By the end of today's session, you will understand what testing is all about. Okay, what is a test case? Okay, what is a bug? How do we track our bugs? Okay, why do we need automation? What happens actually in automation? Okay, what is Selenium? How do we write our Selenium code? We'll try to understand all of those things at the end, by the end of this workshop. So we'll also understand about CI/CD tool, a basic CI/CD tool like Jenkins. What does it do? What is its use? Why do we need it? Okay, what is TestNG, Git, and GitHub? I'll try to give you an overview about these things in today's workshop so that this workshop is basically for those people who are in a dilemma to join testing, who are afraid of automation or who are afraid of coding per se. So some of us have a programming fear. Some of us might not be that comfortable with coding or programming. We might get a little bit panicked or afraid of programming usually, generally speaking. So this session aims at giving an overview about what coding is involved in automation, what kind of coding, what level of coding is involved, and what does Naresh IT offer based on this workshop. Okay, so this course will give you an overview about it. All right, so let's start with the very basic concept first. What is your testing? I'm 100% sure that a majority of you are already aware of what is testing all about. Testing, what does it mean? What do we do? What do we test? Okay, let's limit the concept to our software testing only, not about all the other testing that we do in our day-to-day lives. Let's limit it to software testing only. So now that you have joined the session and now that you have the chat box open, the Zoom chat box open, hold on a minute, let me adjust it. So yeah, now that you have joined this session, I want you to tell me what is your understanding of testing. Why do we need testing? What is your basic premise of testing? I mean, you must be having some idea, right? Just give me one example or a basic understanding of what testing is. I will explain it, but I want you to understand and explain me first, or help me understand what is your thought process about testing. What do you know about testing? Just if you can type it in the chat box, Zoom chat box. In the meantime, a few more people will be joining. So by then, we'll be having a small discussion about it. Can you just please type it in the chat box about what you know about testing? Anything that comes to your mind, whatever that comes to your mind. There is no right answer or wrong answer. That's all right. Whatever that you know, just you can type it in the chat box. I'll let you know if you're right or wrong. Don't worry, this is a workshop, this is a webinar. There are no right or wrong answers. You're just here to get an understanding about what testing is. Okay, you're just here to understand what testing is and to get an overview about the testing course that is being offered by Naresh IT. So you're just here to understand it, not to give right or wrong answers. That's okay. You can answer anything you want. If it's really required, I'll ask the admin and I'll ask the admin to give you an unmute option so you can speak during the webinar. By default, it's all. I mean, all of you are muted. If I'm not wrong, so that we can avoid all the background noises. By default, we are all muted. So in case if you really want to talk something, speak something, and express your point of view, then maybe I'll ask the admin to give you an unmute option. But in the meantime, just type it in the chat box. Right, pretty good answers in the chat box. Very good. Okay, we do testing to make a quality product. Right, cool. Verifying, validating product, verifying a system with respect to its requirements. Okay, validating if the software is working properly or not. Very good. Cool. Pretty much all of your understanding is on point. You are testing the application to verify if it's working properly or not. But who does say what is properly and what is improperly? I mean, how can we say if it is working properly or not? Because what is proper for someone might not be proper for someone else. It might be proper for you, it might be working for you, but for some other person, it might not be up to the mark. It might not be up to the standard. So you will have something called as requirements. Requirements are nothing but whatever that needs to be developed or whatever feature that an application should have. Those are already obviously called as your requirements. Whatever features that you need in the application. Imagine you are the client. You need an application to be developed for your business. Okay, you have a large factory. You have a very big factory. Imagine that you are a leading, you know, manufacturing industry giant. You have a very big manufacturing industry. To maintain the entire industry, to maintain your, entire factory, you need a software for that. So you'll go to a software company. Obviously, you will not prepare the software for yourself because you're busy managing this factory. You'll go to a software company and you'll ask the software company to develop a software which suits your business. You have a business. You are an automobile manufacturer. Imagine that you are someone like Toyota or Maruti Suzuki or someone like, any Volkswagen or any leading car manufacturer, automobile manufacturer. You want a software which can manage your entire factory. You want an application for that. So you'll go to software company, explain them what your requirements are, explain them what your problem is, and you'll try to get a software developed from the software company. So the automobile manufacturer will become the client in this case. The software company can be anything like a TCS or something like an Oracle or SAP or even Cognizant. It can be any company like this. Okay, so basically the client would explain what his requirements are or what he wants in the application. Basically whatever he wants in the application, he wants a QR code or a barcode scanner. Barcode scanner is required to scan the products that are manufactured. You want a barcode scanner in your application, you will tell that as a requirement. That requirement will be developed by the software company. So when the software company develops this application, it needs to go through testing. It has to be tested. Why should we test? Can anyone tell me why do we need testing? Now that you understood who a client is, what a software company is, why, what a requirement is, can you tell me why software testing is necessary? Why do you think software testing is necessary? Now that you understood the basics of software and your client requirement and all, client is the person who wants a software application. Whoever wants an application, in our case, Volkswagen, you are Volkswagen, you are the CEO of Volkswagen company, a car manufacturing company. You want an application which can manage your entire factory. What raw materials, how much steel are you getting, how many cars are you producing, how many tires are you getting, how many steering wheels are you getting, how many engines are you getting, how many cars are being prepared, which color is that car, how many diesel cars, how many petrol cars, how many manual cars, how many automatic cars. You want to track all of these things that are being manufactured in your car, in your factory. You want to track all of this. There is so much going on in your factory that you want to track all of these using an application, because manually keeping a record of these things is impossible. How many manual cars, how many automatic cars, how many diesel cars, how many petrol cars, how many variant 1, how many variant 2. You want to keep a track of all of these things, so you need a software for that. You can't manage a factory without this kind of a software when you are manufacturing hundreds and thousands and lakhs of cars every year. You need a software for that, because automation involves precision, accuracy, efficiency. So you need a software to manage all of this. If there is a software, things will be pretty easy. Things can be managed very easily. So you'll go to software company. So in this case, Volkswagen is the client. He wants an application, he wants a software, he will become the client. The software company will be designing that particular software or that application that the client wants. But the software company cannot design it by itself. It needs requirements from the client. The client has to say what his problem is. It's like you're going to a doctor, or it's like you're going to a lawyer, where you will have to explain what your problem is. तुझे क्या चाहिए నీకు ఏం కావాలి, what do you need? You need to explain that to the software company, so that the software company can develop the application according to your requirements. So your requirements will become the feature in the application. Now let's take WhatsApp as an example. WhatsApp example is kunam. Take the example of WhatsApp. WhatsApp has an audio call option. Okay, that is, a BA would simply put a requirement, boss, I want a calling option in WhatsApp. Once the developer develops those requirements, those will become the features in the application. Those are the features of the application. Requirements, once they get developed, they will become the features in the application. So you do testing to verify if all the requirements are satisfied or not. The client wants a barcode scanner in the application to scan the finished car. The client wants a barcode scanner. Is the barcode scanner developed? You will have to test it. Is the barcode scanner working as expected? The client has given a requirement. The barcode scanner has to work in a certain way. Is that really working in that way? Is it really giving you proper results when you scan the barcode scanner? Okay, you're scanning an automatic polo car, a red color. When you scan that barcode, are you really getting that car details? Is that car detail accurate? You need to verify each and every functionality in the application using your software testing. It can be a very minute functionality, it can be a very complex functionality. All of that has to be tested to make sure all the requirements are satisfied, because the client is paying you money. He's paying you money to develop the software. He's paying money so that his requirements are implemented. So obviously we cannot skip it. We cannot skip his requirements. So obviously we'll have to do our testing either manually or using automation. whatever is feasible, whatever is possible. Okay, and not just for verifying the requirements. Do we have any bugs in the application? Is the application working as expected? The requirement might be fulfilled, but is the functionality correct? Okay, let's say you have a barcode scanner, you're scanning it using the barcode scanner tool in the application. Is it actually giving accurate results? You're scanning some blue color car, you're getting a red color car details. Is the scanner actually working properly? It might be working, the scanner might be working, it might be giving the product details, but is it actually giving the correct product details? You might be scanning a Polo, blue color Polo, but you might be getting a Vento, red color Vento car. You never know. Or you might be scanning a automatic car, automatic transmission car. You might be getting a manual transmission car. You never know. So, is the barcode scanner working properly? This is a very small example that I've given you. Not just the barcode scanner. It can be anything. So, you do your testing to verify if the functionality is working all right, and also to make sure that no bugs are present in the application. Bug. What is the meaning of a bug? What comes to your mind when we say bug? Can you give me one small example for a bug that you have faced? छोटा सा example or chin example. Can you tell me what bugs you have faced on what and what do you understand by the word bug? You must have seen some bugs in real life, right? Real life law. In real life, you must have seen some bugs. So, can you give me that example or at least help me understand your understanding of a bug? నీకు ఏం తెలుసు బగ్ గురించి क्या जानते हो बग के बारे में व्हाट डू यू नो अबाउट अ बग अच्छा bug is an error caused by programming error अच्छा ठीक है cool what else anyone not working as expected or as per the code okay obviously your understanding is correct if it is not working as expected you call it as a bug there are different types of bugs you might have different types of bugs a cosmetic bug where the font is the font is incorrect the colors are incorrect the text is incorrect okay the spelling there may be some spelling mistakes these are very cosmetic bugs these do not really disturb the functionality but there might be some functionality related bugs functional bugs which may be disturbing the functionality of the application the functionality might entirely be working in a different way than what was expected from it that it can be a functional bug or sometimes it can be even related to a performance related bug maybe the application is really slow the application is not performing as expected the functionality is all right but it's not responsive it's very slow it's not responding quickly the application is really really slow it may be a performance related bug so there can be bugs due to multiple reasons not always that due to a bug application will crash application crash hoga application will not open you will be able to see bug on the screen nothing like that not always you will see bugs on the screen sometimes you'll have to test very rigorously very deeply only then you might find a bug so that is why you will do your testing to verify if there is any bug you will do your testing to verify if all the requirements are satisfied and obviously you are developing this application for someone who has a business किसी का business है ever the business is you are developing an application for someone else's business he is trusting his entire business based on your application so if anything goes wrong in the application if anything goes wrong in the application, obviously his business is going to get impacted. Uska business loss hoga, but business doesn't. His business is going to go for a loss. So that is why he'll have to trust you with that particular application as well. He needs to have that confidence. Yes, I can trust this person. I can trust this software company. I can trust this software which will do the job, which will help me grow my business. So for the client's confidence also you will have to do the testing and also for the client's reputation as well client's reputation is also very important okay so if you open a bug if you open an application which has frequently some or the other bug हर बार कुछ ना कुछ तो बग होता है ప్రతిసారి ఏదో ఒక బగ్ ఉంటుంది every time there is some or the other bug in the application then obviously you will be giving 1 star 2 star kind of reviews You will not have that confidence. Obviously, the client's reputation is at stake. The client's reputation is also a problematic thing. If you don't do testing properly, the client might not trust your application. The customers might not trust your application. There might not be that confidence in your application. All right. And also, on top of that, there might be contractual agreements. Okay, there will be contractual agreements. So based on the contractual agreements, because in some projects, okay, in some projects there will be contractual agreements in such a way that if it's a very serious bug which disturbs the entire business, the software company may even have to actually pay some penalty because of the bugs in the application. You never know. So for all these reasons, we'll have to do our testing, be it manual or be it automation, does not really matter. Whatever is the requirement, based on it, we will be doing the testing. But what is this manual testing and what is this automation? Let me give you a very small example what this manual testing and what this automation is all about. I'll give you a very basic example so that you can quickly grasp what this manual and automation is all about. Manual kya hai, automation kya hai, what do we do? We'll try to get a grasp over it. Let's take a small, simple, basic website like Instagram. Okay, let's take Instagram as an example. Okay. Here's this Instagram website, Instagram application. Let's assume you want to test Instagram application. Like Instagram test చేయాలని ఉంది. You want to test Instagram. Now you can't really test the entire Instagram application at once. पूरा तो एक बार टेस्ट नहीं कर सकते. మొత్తం ఒకటేసారి టెస్ట్ చేయలేవు నువ్వు. You can't test the entire thing at once. You'll have to test it module wise or functionality wise. First, you will test the login functionality. Then you will test the sign up functionality. Then you will test the forgotten password functionality. Then you will test the messaging functionality, reels functionality, chat functionality, or your audio call, video call, your likes, comments, shares, all these functionalities you will be testing them one by one. एक के बाद एक ఒకదాని తర్వాత ఒకటి మెల్లిమెల్లిగా టెస్ట్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్తాం. You can't test everything at once in a single attempt. It's not possible always. So you'll have to test individually each one by one. Now, let's just start testing with your Instagram application. Instagram application के साथ testing करें. Let's do our testing. So let's say you want to test this login functionality. Login test करना है तुझे. Login test जाए. So can you simply put some steps in the chat box how you are going to test this login functionality? Can you tell me what is your idea? If I give you this Instagram login and ask you to test Instagram login, how would you test it? कैसे टेस्ट करेगा? ఏమని చెప్పి అని ఎట్లా టెస్ట్ చేస్తావు? How and what would you test when I ask you to test your login functionality? Whatever that comes to your mind. Okay. Whatever comes to your mind, how would you test this Instagram login functionality? Acha, okay, Ria. Very good. Okay. Just a couple of answers only from Ria and Shraddha. What about the rest of them? Come on, this has to be an interactive session. Let's just type whatever that we can think of. Okay. Ganesh, verify credential. You're not elaborating it. Elaborate. Elaborate. Validate the email address, validate the password. Elaborate, elaborate. Give me a more detailed explanation. Neha, we enter wrong number, like 24 digit number. Okay, we'll enter the wrong password. Very good. Yes, good job. This is also right. Elaborate. Explain a little bit more. Start typing your message. That's fine. Whatever it is, right or wrong, I'll tell you what is right, what is wrong. Don't worry about it. Just keep typing in the chat box. Come on. Whatever that comes to your mind. It's a workshop. Should be a two-way communication. Obviously we can't give you unmute option because of the background noises, so at least start typing in the chat box. All right, all right. Text box is taking input or not? Okay, cool, that is also fine. Check A to Z, uppercase, A to Z, lowercase. Okay, cool. Numbers. Okay, cool. Nice. Let me give you an understanding how this works. Now that you have given some answers, let me give you an understanding. कैसे काम करता है ఎట్లా పనిచేస్తుందో చెప్తా. Simple. So what you are going to do when I ask you to do this testing is you'll first start writing your test cases in real time. In real time, you'll first start writing your test cases. And for every functionality, you will have to write test cases. What is a test case now? Test case ante endi? क्या होता है टेस्ट केस सिंपल इट्स अ स्टेप बाय स्टेप process which will validate the functionality which will help in validating you that particular functionality whatever is the functionality that you want to test it explains in a very step by step sequential manner about any functionality that you are going to test. So first test case, how to write our test cases, or how does a test case look like in real time projects flow. In real time projects, how does a test case look like? Test case 1, login, valid credentials. This is your first test case. This will be your test case number 1. This is how the test case will look like. Test case is a step-by-step process. You'll explain the step-by-step process. So step 1, open Instagram.com. Step 2, enter username. What username? The data will be whatever abcd@gmail.com. This will be your test data, the input that you are going to provide there. Next, enter password, whatever password it may be. Okay, the data is going to be whatever password you have put for that application, your password. Next, click login button. Yes, for this there is no input required. Then input akkarle, there is no typing involved here. Input, I mean, sometimes when you do your testing, you will have to give some inputs. So obviously that will be called as test data. So some sample data you are giving for verifying the login functionality. And you will click on login button and then you will verify login details. Are you really able to log in or not? So you are trying to give login credentials, valid login credentials, and you are trying to log in. If you give correct username and correct password, obviously you should be able to log in. So what is it? Expected result. The expected result is user should be able to log in. This is the expected result. Expected result means you have not yet tested. You are expecting, you are imagining, you are assuming that you should be able to log in. నువ్వు అనుకుంటున్నావు లాగిన్ అవ్వాలి అని చెప్పి ఓకే तुम इमेजिन कर रहे हो कि लॉगिन कर पाना चाहिए. Actual result, will you get actual result after testing or before testing? What do you think? Actual result is before testing or after testing? What do you think? नी टेस्टिंग చేసిన తర్వాత యాక్చువల్ రిజల్ట్ नी टेस्टिंग చేయకముందు యాక్చువల్ రిజల్ట్ तेरे टेस्टिंग के बाद एक्चुअल रिजल्ट आएगा टेस्टिंग के पहले एक्चुअल रिजल्ट आएगा आफ्टर टेस्टिंग एक्चुअली सो expected result is before testing. This will be before testing. This will be after testing. So if expected and actual are matching, then it means that the test case has passed. What you are expecting is exactly what is happening in the application, then it is understood that your application is working all right. The functionality is working all right. Or the test case has passed basically. Test case has passed. The test case has passed. Like this, you will be writing multiple test cases in a project. You will have to write multiple test cases in a project. ఒకటి కాదు రెండు కాదు. How many test cases do we have in real time, sir? Depends on the functionality of the application, depends on how large the application is. On an average, you will easily find anywhere between 500 to 1000 test cases in most of the projects. This is just one test case. ఒక్క test case అంతే. This is just one test case. Like this, you will have anywhere between 500 to 1000 test cases. In any average project, also you will have 500 to 1000 test cases. So, in bigger projects, in product-based companies especially, you will have 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 test cases, sometimes even 50,000 test cases also. अंत अन्य टेस्ट केस ఉంటాయి. you'll have those many number of test cases. उतने सारे टेस्ट केस रहेंगे तुमको अन्य टेस्ट केस ఉంటాయి నీకు. But you will not understand why you need automation yet. ఇంకా అర్థం కాదు automation ఎందుకు అనేది. You will not understand. तेरे को समझ में नहीं आएगा कि automation की ज़रूरत क्या है. What is the need for automation? Let me take you to that point. वहाँ पे आएंगे. We'll slowly reach that place so that let's give you a whole picture so that you will arrive at a conclusion by yourself even before me explaining you. Even before me telling you what is the need for automation, you will only understand why automation is necessary if you get the whole picture. So in the meantime, okay, now that you understood about your testing, why testing is needed, what is your test case, how to write a test case. So far, if you've got any queries about the concepts that we discussed in the last 25 minutes, let me know in the chat box. Almost half an hour. The session has started half an hour ago. So if you got any queries, you can post it in the chat box. Now, I am a faculty with Naresh IT for the last 3.5 years, and I teach both manual as well as automation. I have around 9.5 years experience in testing alone in the software industry. So I'm a real-time faculty. I work and I obviously teach. I do both. Okay. So regarding the admin's message in the chat box, there is a WhatsApp group. You can join the WhatsApp group and get to know more details about this course, the timings of this course, the course contents, and all of those details by joining that WhatsApp group. The admin would put her phone number in the chat box. You can message the admin on WhatsApp and get to know more details about the course fees, recordings, any other batches based on your convenience, or even the what do you call the placement assistance, everything. You can get to know all those details. So the admin's name is Vani Madam. So you can reach out to Vani Madam. Her phone number is present in the chat box. The WhatsApp group details are provided to you in the chat box. And obviously, there is a 9 a.m. IST batch going on currently. I am taking a 9 a.m. batch. We have just started the batch just a couple of days back. It's a very new batch. We have not yet progressed much. Just a couple of sessions completed in that batch at 9 a.m. IST, 9 in the morning. Okay. So it is going to be a 1.5 hour session from Monday to Saturday, Sunday obviously being a holiday. So you can join that session tomorrow. That session link is shared with you in the chat box as well. Copy the link and join tomorrow at 9 o'clock if you want to via Zoom. You also have an offline batch going on, same batch, same time. It's offline plus online. So if you want to come down offline to Naresh IT campus, you can come down to Naresh IT campus. It's Amirpet. It's near the Amirpet Punjab National Bank branch. Okay. Punjab National Bank Amirpet branch, the Blue Fox restaurant in Amirpet. So you can come there, you can find Naresh IT building, and you can ask there, they'll let you know. It's in fifth floor, Amirpet, Amirpet branch of Punjab National Bank, or your Blue Fox restaurant, Amirpet Blue Fox restaurant, and you will see the details in Google Maps as well. You can come down, and it's in fifth floor. You can attend the session even offline for free. So currently the demo sessions are going on there. You can join those demo sessions either offline. I have given you the address now, or online. The online Zoom link is also shared in the chat box. Okay. The online Zoom link is also shared in the chat box for tomorrow's session. 9 a.m. IST batch starts from tomorrow. So you can join that batch as well. So in the meantime, if at all you guys have got any questions about whatever we discussed so far, अब तक इప్పటి వరకు నేర్చుకున్నది, whatever that we have learned so far, if you've got any queries, let me know. Or if you're all cool, I'll move forward with the rest of the topics. Yes, it's helpful. You don't have to worry. It's helpful, but keep this in mind that Naresh IT would not be providing any fake documents, no matter what. But Naresh IT would give you a course completion certificate. There are no fake documents provided by Naresh IT, obviously. I hope you already know that Naresh IT doesn't give you any fake documents. Naresh IT gives you a course completion certificate. Naresh IT will show you will give you placement assistance. Will tell you where the placements are happening in the industry. You can go and join those, attend those placements, get a job. You don't have to pay any extra money for that. Just the course fees is enough. Rest of everything is already included in the course itself. Online classes will be live and obviously recorded as well. So if you pay for the recordings also will be shared with you no matter you attend the class or you don't attend the class. But my suggestion, you may or may not pay for the live recordings, but attend the session live so that you will have hands-on experience. You will have hands-on experience. So how much coding nearly compared to developer? It's completely different kind of coding. You don't need to do a developer level coding if I have to be honest. You need not do a developer level coding. Not necessary. అవసరం లేదు. Okay, so there will not be any developer level coding required for this. It's a very simple, plain, straightforward Java programming that is required. So you don't really have to strain yourself that much by writing all of that code. I mean, if you can understand Java programming, that is more than enough. Okay. So that should be more than enough. If you can understand basic core Java programming, you will be more than equipped to get a automation job. Let me be very honest. I mean, a Selenium automation role, how many roles or how many openings do we currently have in the industry? At least we'll do a simple search on Naukri. We'll do a simple search on Naukri. Okay. Just do a simple search. You'll get to know how many openings you have. So it's basically showing both Java and Selenium both, I guess. So let's not select both. We'll select only Selenium, not Java. So Selenium and TestNG लगाएंगे. So TestNG is also here a testing tool that we use in this course. So we'll search based on both of them. So you have around 3000 openings between both these combinations. If you check only Selenium, सिर्फ Selenium देखोगे, you'll have more. Because Selenium is the main tool that we are going to learn. TestNG may be required for companies, may not be required for companies. So TestNG is not always mandatory for every company. So you easily have these many number of openings in the market. Okay. So more than enough to crack your interview. Whatever you're going to learn in this course is more than enough to crack your interview. I mean, you really need not worry about cracking the job because you would be getting an industry standard course content. This is not something that we've designed based on our wish or based on our thought process. This is what we have prepared based on the industry standards, industry requirements, not something that are based on our wish or our requirements. So it's an industry standard course, whatever is currently going on in the industry. Based on that, we will be explaining the contents in this course. So it's industry approved, it's industry standard, not some random topics stitched together. Okay. So even if you don't know any coding, you are a complete beginner to coding, or you have never seen coding in the face of your life, it's completely normal. You'll still be able to move easily. Okay, fresher jobs, yes, freshers would still have jobs. I mean, I'm not saying freshers wouldn't have jobs, but freshers wouldn't have year-round openings. There will be a dedicated window every year. During that time, there will be more fresher openings for experienced persons. The openings will be available round the year. Provided the software industry doesn't go through recession and all, you would have ample openings for Selenium automation. I don't have to say that. You can open your Naukri, LinkedIn, Shine, Monster, Indeed, you will get an idea. I mean, there are so many openings right now on Selenium that, I mean, if you are good with your skills, you can easily land a job without much effort. I mean, daily 1.5 hour session of class and 1 hour of practice. That would be more than enough for you to crack a job. 1 hour of practice, 1.5 hour session, that's more than enough to crack a job. You don't really require more than that. So you will be easily able to get a job. So you don't have to worry. Even if you don't know any coding, anything about testing, that's all right. As long as you have a degree, you can apply for a job because a degree is mandatory to get a job. This is not something that I mentioned. It's a company's requirement. So as long as you have a degree, you can easily land a job. Shouldn't really be a problem. See, usually the problem is we just show the company. We tell you if at all there is any opening with the company. It's up to the company where they want to give you the job. I mean, that's really not something in Naresh IT's hands. So wherever the company wants to provide jobs, they will give those jobs. It may be in Hyderabad, it may be in Bangalore, it may be in Noida, Gurgaon, Pune, Mumbai, Delhi, wherever it may be. So it's completely based on the company. Naresh IT does not control that because for Naresh IT or for the candidates, getting a job is more important than the location. So I'll be honest with you here. Okay, so even if you have career gap also, that shouldn't really be a problem, especially if you're a woman. For a woman with career gap also, this wouldn't really be a problem. You can easily manage because women with career gap are pretty much easily accepted into the software industry when compared to men with a career gap. Men with a career gap might be a little bit difficult for you, so you may have to go via other channels, other medium. I hope you understand what I mean by this. So you'll have to go through other mediums if at all you have a career gap, especially if you're a man. For a woman, it's really doesn't really matter. The industry is pretty accepting in this regard, so you can easily apply for a job. Shouldn't really matter. So coming back to the course contents or the webinar basically. Now that you understood this particular test case, no, you know how to manage your experience. I don't have to tell you how to manage your experience, right? I don't have to tell you what process you need to follow to cover up your experience. No, I really can't. If I have to tell that much, then maybe it's a little bit problematic. So you know how to manage the experience and all. So if at all you want to put up some experience that you don't have, you know what to do in that case. I don't really have to explain or elaborate further about it. But for a woman, if you have a career gap, I don't think you really have to worry about it. It's already understood in a woman's case why she would have a career gap and all. So companies are pretty accepting and accommodating when it comes to women, but not in the case of a man. So men have to work a little bit hard if you have a career gap. And this is not just true with any full stack course or testing course or DevOps course or data science course. It's applicable across all the courses. Okay. Naresh IT does not really give you any false promises saying that, we'll cover up all that experience for you. No, Naresh IT does not really do that. Naresh IT is on to the face. It's budget friendly. It will tell you whatever it is on the face. That's it. It doesn't sell you false hopes. It tells you the reality. So that's what it is. There may be other institutes in the market which might charge you hefty amount and give you a false promise, but Naresh IT is budget friendly and they'll give you the reality, whatever it is currently happening in the market. So let's stick to the reality. Let's not be in a false hope that Naresh IT will give you false documents, fake documents, or work experience or anything like that. Naresh IT would never do that. There may be other people other institutes which might do that by charging you a lot of amount, but I wouldn't really recommend it. Okay, so uh, take it from me. As an industry insider, I am telling this to you. Some of you might be already industry insiders also. Some of you might be working employees also here. So I don't have to tell you what is the reality in the industry, because institutes are more concerned about getting their money, not about your job. But Naresh IT is not like that. You will get to know once you know Naresh IT fees, Naresh IT's working ethics, and Naresh IT's experience in the industry. Naresh IT is an industry leader in this software training domain for the last 25 years. Naresh IT is not something that has come up in the last 2, 3 years or after COVID. Naresh IT has been an industry leading expert or industry giant for the last 25 years itself. So it's based out of Hyderabad. So Hyderabad is know it pretty much very easily. They are pretty much familiar with Naresh IT. So they know it well. So coming back to the webinar topic. Now that you understood what testing is, what test case is, why do we do testing and all, let me bring you back to your software development life cycle once. एक बार software development life cycle में आ जाएंगे. सर सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट लाइफ साइकिल అంటే ఏంటో చూద్దాం. Let's see what this is. No. What is this software development life cycle? You must have seen some life cycle diagrams in your childhood or during your study, during your schooling or during your plus one, plus two. You might have seen some life cycle diagrams. Can anyone remember what those life cycle diagrams are? किसी को याद है, किसी को पता है ఎవరికైనా గుర్తుందా? What is that life cycle diagram and all? Anyone knows? Anyone remembers it? Any anyone remembers any life cycle concept, any life cycle diagram from your childhood? किसी को कुछ पता है, याद है, గుర్తుందా ఎవరికైనా ఏమన్నా? Food chain, very good. Human life cycle, very good. Good job. Yes. So what does that life cycle tell you? वो life cycle क्या बोलता है आपको, क्या बताता है? ఏం చెప్తుందా లైఫ్ సైకిల్ నీకు? क्या बोलता है वो लाइफ साइकिल आपको? What do you understand by that life cycle? It will give you, let's take the life cycle of a butterfly or life cycle of a human being, from a small baby till your old age. The entire process, the entire chain will be explained to you in that life cycle basically. So think of the same thing happening in your software development life cycle also. In the software development life cycle, everything will be explained about the software right from the concept, okay, right before the software is even developed, till the software is developed, and next till the software is tested, and also till the release also. So basically the entire life cycle, right from a concept, an idea in your mind, to developing the software, testing it, releasing it, and even maintaining the software, entire thing is explained in the software development life cycle. I'll give you an overview basically. So let's come to the same automobile industry Volkswagen example that we have taken. So imagine Volkswagen has got an idea to have a software which would maintain its factory operations basically. They have a very big factory in Germany, so they want to maintain their factory operations. They need a software so that all the raw materials coming into the factory, all the spare parts coming into the factory, all the cars manufactured in the factory, they want to keep a detailed list of all these things that are happening in the factory. So they'll go to the software company, which is called as the project kickoff, where they'll meet the software company for the first time and they'll tell them what the requirement is. Boss, we need a software for these activities. We are car manufacturers. We have a small part like a washer and a very big part like an engine. एक छोटा सा वॉशर से लेके एक बड़ा सा ఇంజన్ తక్ ఒక చిన్న నట్ స్క్రూ బోల్ట్ నుంచి స్మాల్ నట్ స్క్రూ బోల్ట్ టిల్ అ బిగ్ ఇంజన్ వీ హ్యావ్ సో మెనీ పార్ట్స్ కమింగ్ ఇన్ టు ది కంపెనీ వీ వాంట్ టు కీప్ ట్రాక్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ దోస్ పార్ట్స్ how many parts have come in, how many parts are used, how many parts have got damaged, how many cars are manufactured, how many under process, how many have been delivered, how many have been sold, how many are still in the inventory. We want to maintain this list basically. They want a software for this purpose. They'll explain their requirements to the software company. There will be someone called as a BA. Anyone knows what a BA is? What is the full form of a BA? Anyone? BA? Anyone knows what a BA is? Or full form of BA? Business analyst. Very good. Business analyst. So there is a business analyst. He's from the software company. He notes down all the requirements, just like how the doctor notes down your symptoms. Just like how a doctor notes down all of your symptoms, similarly the BA will note down all of your requirements. Volkswagen के लोग बोलते हैं, Volkswagen वाले जब तुम बाबू I want this kind of software, please develop. So BA will note down all those requirements. Sir, why sir? Why can't the developer note down? Developer might not be that equipped to understand the client's requirements. A BA is someone who has been doing this job since very, very, very long. He's an industry expert. He knows how to handle the requirements from the client. So he notes down those requirements, but he can't write the code. He doesn't know coding. वाड़ी coding रादो. उसको कोडिंग नहीं आता है. All he knows is the functionality. He can understand the functionality better and explain it to the developer. Developer को समझाएगा. చెప్తాడు వాడు, explain చేస్తాడు వాడికి, समझाస్తాడు వాడికి. He will explain the developer ki boss, we have a Volkswagen customer. He has a big factory. He needs to track all the parts that are coming, all the cars that are manufactured, all the cars that are sold. So he wants a software to track all of this. Can you please develop? These are his requirements. He will note down in a small, document. He'll prepare a document with all the requirements. You will get the notes once you join the course because there are 40 people. I can't really send it to individual 40 people, right? It's not possible to send it to all the 40 people manually. Once you join the course, you'll have something like a Google Classroom, and in the Google Classroom, these notes will be uploaded straightforward. You can download it from there. Okay, rather than having hard copies, printouts, Xerox copies, spiral binding, running notes, all of this nonsense, you will have these notes uploaded directly to Google Classroom. जब चाहे तब, whenever you want, you can download it. So once you join the course, you will be given access to Google Classroom. You can directly download it from there. Will not be shared individually for anyone. It's like your Facebook group where everything will be uploaded at once. Okay. So the BA will note it down. The BA will inform it to the developer. Now, developer bole to not some chota mota developer, not some your regular developer. This developer is someone like a software consultant or a software architect who has handled so many projects like this that he can understand the requirements easily and suggest a design for this application. Application ka design prepare karega wo. So, see, I'll give you a simple example. When you go to, let's say you want to construct a small house, direct, will you bring the mestri and will you start constructing the house? Will you do it? ఇప్పుడు నీకు ఒక ఇల్లు కట్టాలని డైరెక్ట్ మేస్త్రిని పిలిచి ఇల్లు కట్టించేస్తావు. Will you bring the మేస్త్రి and will you start constructing the house? That's not how it works. You'll need to have a plan. You need to have a design. You need an architect for that. Architect will design the plan, the dimensions, everything. He'll give you an outline of the project. Then you give it to the engineer. The engineer will execute that particular plan basically. Same thing will happen even in your software industry also. You will need a software architect who will finalize the requirements because the client might be asking so many things. What is possible to implement and what is not possible to implement, we'll have to finalize that. And after the requirements are finalized, we will give it to the development team. The team will start writing the code. Whatever tech stack has been finalized, based on that, the development team will write the code raster one. They may be writing it in Java, they may be writing it in Python, C Sharp, C++, whatever has been. అగ్రీడ్. వాళ్ళకి ఏదైతే అగ్రిమెంట్లో ఉందో, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఈస్ అగ్రీడ్, బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్ దే విల్ డెవలప్ ది అప్లికేషన్, దే విల్ రైట్ ది కోడ్, అండ్ ఆఫ్టర్ ది డెవలప్మెంట్ ఈస్ ఓవర్ దే విల్ సెండ్ ఇట్ ఫర్ టెస్టింగ్. దిస్ ఈజ్ వేర్ వీ కమ్ ఇన్ టు पिक्चर. ఇక్కడ మనం पिक्चरలోకి వస్తాం. यहाँ पे हम पिक्चर में आते हैं. We will do our testing either via manual or via automation. How? By writing test cases. ऐसे टेस्ट केसेस लिखते हैं మనం ఇట్లా టెస్ట్ కేసులు రాసుకోవాలి మనం అట్లా. యాజ్ మెనీ యాజ్ పాసిబుల్, యాజ్ మెనీ యాజ్ యూ కెన్ థింక్ ఆఫ్. अभी सिर्फ लॉगिन के लिए, जस्ट फॉर लॉगिन. ओके. वैलिड credentials is one test case. Next, TC002 underscore login underscore correct username, incorrect password. This is one combination. Next, there will be a third combination. एक तीसरा combination रहेगा. Correct password, incorrect username. You never know. You might give correct password but correct username. Next, there might be a fourth combination also. चौथा combination भी रहता होगा. Both of them may be incorrect. दोनों incorrect रहेंगे. రెండు incorrect तो you'll give both of them incorrect. Okay, this may be a fourth combination. Next, fifth combination, where both of them you'll try to give empty credentials. You'll try to give empty credentials and you'll try to log in. Okay, you will be writing as many combinations as you can think of for every functionality. నీకు ఎన్ని combinations వస్తాయి నీ combination, जितना हो सके उतना. As many combinations as you can think of for every for every functionality that you come across in the application. నువ్వు ముందే రాసి పెట్టుకోవాలి, पहले ही लिख के बैठना पड़ेगा तेरे को टेस्ट केसेस. You'll have to write your test cases well before you start your testing. So just for this one Instagram login functionality you wrote 5 test cases. Just దీనికి మాత్రమే, just for this login functionality you wrote 5 test cases. Now imagine for every single functionality if you start writing those test cases, how many test cases you might get. I gave you a figure just a while ago. 500 test cases, 1000 test cases, and sometimes even 10,000, 50,000 test cases also might be present in the application. You never know on your end. Depends on the depth of the application, depends on the functionality of the application. If it's a very uh, depth or very, what do you call, if the application has too many functionalities in it, you will get too many test cases. If the application has very minimal number of functionalities, very less test cases you will be getting. So all those test cases you'll have to execute them on a monthly basis. Prati nela, every month. Let's say your project has a total number of 1000 test cases. Your project has a total of 1000 test cases. Every month you will have to test them. Why? Because if you take a look at this software development life cycle, इसमें देखोगे every month there will be some or the other update happening in the application. कुछ ना कुछ तो update होता ही रहता है. ఏదో ఒక update అయితే ఉంటుంది application లో. Why sir? How sir? Simple. Do you remember or do you remember seeing this kind of a notification in your Android phone? 5 updates pending, 10 updates pending, 20 updates pending. Do you ever see something like this on your smartphone from your Google Play Store? ఎప్పుడైనా చూసినారా? కभी देखा है? याद है कभी? Have you ever seen a notification from Play Store saying that 5 updates pending, 10 updates pending, 20 updates pending? Have you seen a notification like that? Anytime? Did you ever pay attention to that? So why do you think updates will come every month? क्यों आएंगे अपडेट्स हर महीना? ఎందుకు వస్తాయి? पागल है क्या वो? పిచ్చోడా వాడు ఊరికే చేయడానికి అప్డేట్స్? Do you really think he's an idiot that is giving you updates every time? Why do you think he's giving an update for you every month or every 2 weeks? Why he is giving an update? There may be a new functionality that got added. See, यहाँ पे क्या बोल रहे हैं? What's new? So if you update the application, you would be getting the latest features. These are the latest features in the application. If you update your application, you might be getting these latest features in it. If you don't update, you will be having an older version of the application. New features might not be visible to you in your application. So that's it. So that's the whole concept here basically. Now, every month there will be some or the other update. कुछ ना कुछ तो update होता ही रहता है. प्रति नेले ఏదో ఒకటి అయితేనే ఉంటుంది update నీకు. It can be due to any bug fix. Now see, this person has given 1 star. ये आदमी 1 star दिया है. This person has given 1 star. Now the WhatsApp team will have to read his feedback, understand why he is giving 1 star, and they have to fix that issue in the application. If they fix that issue in the application, they'll have to release a latest version again. Release करना पड़ेगा, because after fixing they'll have to give it to the end users so that they can update their application and that issue will get resolved. They'll have to release it, right? So that is why every month this entire cycle will be Done. So development will be done, testing will be done. After testing is done, your application will be deployed or released. Sir, what is the meaning of released? Release का मतलब क्या है? Release అంటే ఏంది? అంటే release means making sure that the application is accessible for the end user. एंड यूजर की अवेलेबल చేయడం एंड यूजर को एप्लीकेशन अवेलेबिलिटी में लाना जो है दैट इज व्हाट इज रिलीज इज बेसिकली रिलीज डिप्लॉयमेंट डिलीवरी एवरीथिंग इज सेम. Once release is over, it means that the application is ready for use. So whoever is the customer, whoever is the end user, whoever is the person who wants to use that application, they can start using that application. That's what happens after release basically. So if an Android application is developed, Android application develop what testing हुआ, where do you think Android applications will be released? Android applications ఎక్కడ రిలీజ్ చేస్తారు, कहाँ రిలీజ్ करते हैं Android applications को? Where do you think Android applications will be released? कहाँ रिलीज होते हैं Android applications? ఎక్కడ रिलीज होते हैं? No one, no chat, no answer in the chat box. प्ले स्टोर, वेरी गुड, गुड आंसर. प्ले स्टोर में रहते हैं एंड्रॉइड एप्लीकेशन सारे. सो एवरी मंथ यू आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू रिपीट दिस साइकिल. एवरी मंथ, हर महीना, प्रति नेला यू विल हैव टू रिपीट दिस एंटायर साइकिल नो मैटर व्हाट. So every month you will have to do development, every month you will have to do testing. So imagine every month you will have to do your testing of this 1000 test cases. हर महीना, every month, प्रति नेला చేయాలి నువ్వు. Every month you will have to do this 1000 test cases. Can anyone tell me why we need to do 1000 every month? Don't you think if it is working last month, wouldn't it work this month also? If the application was working properly, let's say the WhatsApp call option was working last month perfectly. Don't you think this month also it will work properly? పిछला మहीనా అగర్ काम किया है इस महीने भी काम करना पड़ेगा. కిందటి నెల పని చేస్తే ఈ నెల కూడా పని చేయాలి కదా. ఇట్ వర్క్ లాస్ట్ మంత్, ఆబ్వియస్లీ ఇట్ షుడ్ వర్క్ దిస్ మంత్ ఆల్సో. వై షుడ్ వి అగైన్ టెస్ట్ ఇట్? కాంట్ వి సింప్లీ సే ఇట్ వర్క్ లాస్ట్ మంత్, దిస్ మంత్ ఆల్సో ఇట్ విల్ వర్క్, డోంట్ డిస్టర్బ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ వర్కింగ్ ప్రాపర్లీ. కాంట్ వి గివ్ దట్ అష్యూరెన్స్? కాంట్ వి టేక్ ఇట్ ఫర్ గ్రాంటెడ్? No, because whenever you do any modification in the application, it is mandatory that you test everything that is already existing in the application. You might not have worked on WhatsApp call option. You might have added a feature called as WhatsApp status in the application, but still you will have to test the entire application once again before your release. Release से पहले, release की मुंदु, you will have to test the entire application, fix all the bugs, be 100% sure about your application, only then proceed with release. Because if you disturb existing functionality, until last month WhatsApp call was working properly, but from this month onwards the WhatsApp call is not working properly, do you think the customer will be happy? कस्टमर को अच्छा लगेगा? इट वॉज वर्किंग फाइन लास्ट मंथ, इस महीना कुछ तो हो गया इसको దీనికి ఏదో అయ్యింది, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ వర్కింగ్ ప్రాపర్లీ. డూ యూ థింక్ ది కస్టమర్ విల్ టేక్ దట్ యాజ్ అన్ ఆన్సర్? నో, ద కస్టమర్ వోంట్ టేక్ ఇట్ యాజ్ అన్ ఆన్సర్. ద కస్టమర్ వుడెంట్ లైక్ ఇట్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఇన్ ది ఫస్ట్ ప్లేస్. సో దట్ ఈస్ వై వెన్ ఎవర్ యూ आर रिलीजिंग यू विल ऑल्सो हैव टू टेस्ट विच हैज नॉट बीन डिस्टर्ब्ड ऑल्सो. जो तुमने डेवलप नहीं किया है, जो तुमने अपडेट नहीं किया है, నువ్వు డిస్టర్బ్ చెయ్యంది కూడా టెస్ట్ చేయాలి నువ్వు. యూ మే హ్యావ్ టు టెస్ట్ సంథింగ్ విచ్ యూ హ్యావ్ నాట్ ఈవెన్ డిస్టర్బ్డ్ ఆల్సో. Why? Just to be on the safer side. But the problem is you have 1000 test cases. Imagine you are doing this 1000 manually. Manual way is no 1000. No. You are doing this manually all the 1000. Now this is where the problem comes. Manual testing. What is manual testing? Manual testing बोलते तेरे दिमाग में क्या आता है? What comes to your mind when we say manual testing? దీనికి ఏం అర్థమవుతుంది manual testing అంటే? What comes to your mind? Hmm. What comes to your mind when we say manual testing? Manual testing means manually testing the application. No, one by one only, not denying it. Manually testing the functionalities. मतलब manually testing का मतलब क्या है? What is the meaning of manually testing the application without any tools, which will speed up your testing process? Everywhere a human involvement is important. ఇన్సాన్ చెయ్యే उसको మనిషి కావాలి ఒకటి టెస్టింగ్ చేయాలంటే దేర్ షుడ్ బి వన్ ఆర్ మోర్ పర్ పీపుల్ ఇన్వాల్వ్డ్ ఇన్ టెస్టింగ్ దిస్ అప్లికేషన్ ఎవ్రీ టైమ్. Once it is okay, twice it is okay, but every time you want to test an application, a human intervention is required, a human being is required for testing the application. You will have tools, but those tools will not even help you to speed up the testing process. Those will only help you test the application but not speed up the testing. So a human being is always required when you do your manual testing. Okay, fine. Let's assume you have five testers in your team. You have five testers and 1000 test cases. So 1000 by 5, 200 test cases, one tester. That's the target basically. In 1 month, they'll have to complete it because every month they plan a release. ప్రతి నెల update release చేయాలి వాళ్ళు. Once the testing is over, only then they will proceed with release. अगर testing नहीं हुआ, testing అవ్వలేదు, without testing they will not release. So they'll have to complete the testing. So five testers, 1000 test cases, one tester, 200 test cases, roughly. So imagine, without taking a break, without taking a vacation, without taking any sick leave, you will have to complete all these 200 test cases in a single month. Now you might think, sir, this is very easy. 200 test cases in a single month. Don't you think we'll complete? Even if we complete 10 per day, we'll be able to make it easily. Cool, very good. But these 1000 test cases are not constant. The test cases might get added. More test cases also might get added. Why? Can anyone tell me why more test cases will be added? Now that you understood the process, can you tell me why more test cases might be added? Not just 1000, the 1000 might become 1100, the 1000 might become 1200 also. Why? Why do you think so? Can anyone tell me why new test cases might be added? ये 1000 तो 1000 रहेगा नहीं ना. 1000 1000 ఉండదు కదా, అట్లనే ఉండదు కదా 1000 అనేది. हजार हजार ही नहीं रहेगा. 1200 होगा, 1300 होगा, 1300, 1400, 1500, 2000 also it will become. Why? Exactly, very good answer. There may be a new feature that is added in the application. एक नया feature आया है. You never know. Now, all of a sudden, WhatsApp, imagine WhatsApp application. You are testing your WhatsApp application using 1000 test cases, but all of a sudden, the WhatsApp development team has released WhatsApp status feature. WhatsApp status feature नया आ गया होगा अभी. There is a new feature called as WhatsApp status. So if WhatsApp status feature is added in the application, obviously you'll have to test that also. So those test cases also will be added in the application. Let's assume WhatsApp has brought payment feature. Now there is, you'll have to test WhatsApp payment feature also. Now new test cases will be added. So the test cases will not remain constant. The test cases will fluctuate. More test cases can be added. Some test cases can be removed also. Can you tell me why test cases will be removed? Now that you have answered this question, టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ తీసేస్తారు కూడా కొన్ని కొన్నిసార్లు. సమ్ టైమ్స్ టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ నికాల్ देंगे कभी कभी. They will remove the test case sometimes. Why do you think so? Why do you think that sometimes test cases might be deleted? Anyone? Okay, requirement change, or maybe not just requirement change. Sometimes some features might have been deleted in the application, removed from the application. कभी कभी थोड़े features ना निकाल देते हैं. You know, in WhatsApp previously there used to be a refresh option. एक refresh option रहता था previously. There used to be a refresh option previously. If you click on that particular refresh option, your contact list would get refreshed. But now that refresh option is no longer there. The refresh option is being removed totally. Totally निकाल दे रहे वो refresh option. Now, if those kind of features are removed, now you will no longer have that particular test cases related to it. So sometimes test cases might be removed also. Sometimes test cases will be added. So the test case count will be fluctuating. तू हर बार ये हजार ही टेस्ट करता रहेगा ప్రతిసారి వెయ్యే టెస్ట్ చేస్తా అంటే ఇఫ్ యూ టెస్ట్ ఓన్లీ దీస్ 1000 ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ వెరీ గుడ్ నో నథిंग रॉन्ग इन दैट बट हु इज गोइंग टू टेस्ट द लेटेस्ट फंक्शनैलिटी नया फंक्शनैलिटी कौन टेस्ट करेगा है ना కొత్తది ఎవరు టెస్ట్ చేయాలి మరి? ప్రతిసారి నువ్వు పాతదే టెస్ట్ చేస్తే హర్ బార్ ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు టెస్ట్ ది ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ ఓల్డ్ టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ ఓన్లీ, హూ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు టెస్ట్ ది ఆర్ హూ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ ది లేటెస్ట్ న్యూ టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ ఆర్ టెస్ట్ ది న్యూ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ? దట్ ఆల్సో నీడ్ టు బి టెస్టెడ్ వెన్ యూ um, when you do your testing. There is nothing called old test case or new test case. Every test case has to be executed. You'll have to test every single functionality. You just can't say, "Ki boss, this is new functionality, I'll test it later." No. If you want to release that feature, you'll have to test it at any cost. Now imagine WhatsApp wants to release WhatsApp payment option. WhatsApp payment update देना चाहता है. WhatsApp payment update ఇవ్వాలనుకుంటుంది WhatsApp. Payment option ఇవ్వాలనుకుంటుంది WhatsApp. They are planning to bring payment option. Without testing payment, they will not roll it out. They will not release it to the customers or to the end users. They'll have to test it any cost. So if these kind of test cases will keep on piling up and you're always testing the same 1000, how are you going to find bugs? If you increase the test cases, if you add more testing, if you test every single functionality, there will be more possibility of finding a bug. तू कुछ नया टेस्ट करेगा तो बग मिलेगा ना. నువ్వేమన్నా కొత్త టెస్ట్ చేస్తేనే కదా నీకు బగ్ దొరికేది. The more new test cases you write, the more testing you do, the more chances of finding a bug. If you test less, everything will pass because initially when you tested 1000 you got 50 bugs. Those 50 bugs got fixed. Again you are testing 1000, this time you got some 20 bugs. Those 20 bugs also got fixed. Third time you are again testing 1000 test cases for third month. This time five bugs appeared and those got fixed. By the end of sixth month, these 1000 test cases might not be giving any bugs. ఇంకా అయిపోయింది ఇంకా. All the bugs that you got due to these 1000 test cases have been fixed. There is a very minute possibility of a new bug due to this 1000 test cases. चोर पकड़ा गया है. The దొంగ దొరికేసిండు. There is no possibility of finding a new bug from these 1000 test cases. We will just execute it for the sake of executing, just to make sure that everything is all right. That's it. Our intention is not to find a bug anymore from this 1000. మన ఇంటెన్షన్ ఈ 1000 నుంచి ఇంకో బగ్స్ ఎతకాలని చెప్పి కాదు ఇంకా. हम ये 1000 टेस्ट केस से बग ढूंढेंगे नहीं हम लोग. बिकॉज వాట్ ఎవర్ బగ్స్ వీ గాట్ డ్యూ టు దిస్ 1000 టెస్ట్ కేస్ హ్యావ్ బీన్ ఫిక్స్డ్. చోర్ పకడా గయా, దొంగ దొరికేసిండు, అయిపోయింది. ద సేమ్ బగ్ విల్ నాట్ అపియర్ ఇన్ దిస్ యూజింగ్ ది సేమ్ 1000 టెస్ట్ కేసెస్, బట్ యూ స్టిల్ హ్యావ్ టు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ बिकॉज ऑफ दी सेफ साइड ऑप्शन. यू नेवर नो, कभी कभी कुछ गलत हो सकता है, ఏమైనా fault ఉండొచ్చు. Just to make sure that you are not messing up, you will test it once again. But very minute chance of finding a bug in those 1000. You will have to write new test cases, new ways of testing the application, तरह तरह के combinations, different combinations have to be found out and you'll have to test it. लेकिन तू ये 1000 से ही बहुत तंग हो गया है. యు ఆర్ ఆక్యుపైడ్ విత్ దిస్ 1000 ఓన్లీ. నీకు ఈ 1000 మస్తు అయిపోతున్నాయి, ఇవే టెస్టింగ్ చేయలేక చచ్చిపోతున్నావు. యూఆర్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు టెస్ట్ దిస్ 1000 ఓన్లీ. హౌ విల్ యూ యాడ్ మోర్ टेस्ट केसेस? तेरे से कब होगा ये? और when will you make this 1000 1500? When you will you make that 1500 2000? When will that 2000 become 5000? कब होने वाला है ये सब कुछ? You can't hire more people. Company can't afford those many number of testers. They have a limited number of people that can work on a project. They cannot hire more people. At a max, they will hire a couple of more people, but they cannot hire 5 people, 15 people, 50 people, or 100 people for a single project. Might not be possible also. So that is where automation will come into picture. अब आएगा automation picture में. Now, if you understood this situation, why automation, I mean, now that you understood, if at all you have understood the concept here, why do you think automation is required for us? What is your idea? अभी ये इतना समझाया ना मैंने. I've explained this much to you, right? Now you tell me why automation is required in this case. Anyone? To work fast and smart. Okay. For a quick result, less time, more test. अच्छा ठीक है. Good answer. This is also a very good answer. Save time, faster time, more test cases can be tested. Exactly. The whole concept of automation is not to just test the application, but to reduce the burden of the or manual tester also. मैनुअल टेस्टर बर्डन తగ్గించడానికి కూడా मैनुअल टेस्टर का बर्डन को कम करना पड़ेगा, उसका वर्कलोड भी कम करना पड़ेगा. वाई शुड आई रिड्यूस मैनुअल टेस्टर्स वर्कलोड? वो मेरा दोस्त थोड़ी ना है. వాడేమన్నా నా చుట్టమా? ఈజ్ హీ మై రిలేటివ్ టు రెడ్యూస్ హిస్ వర్క్లోడ్? వై షుడ్ ఐ రెడ్యూస్ హిస్ వర్క్లోడ్? వాట్ ఇస్ ది నెసెసిటీ? क्यों? वाई शुड आई reduce the workload of the manual tester? What am I going to gain by doing that? Huh, I can test it faster, I can save time, all of this is cool. But why should I do all of this? Why can't I do it via manual? You already understood that manual tester has to test more, so that is why he has to write more test cases. That is why we will do automation. Very good. But there is one more reason. Can anyone tell me one more reason why automation is required? Why should I reduce the manual tester's workload basically? Why should I reduce manual tester's workload? Because in any project, okay, in any project, manual tester is the person who has got a very good functional knowledge of the application. He knows everything about the application's functionality, not the code. Code nahi aata usko. He does not know coding or coding राधु. Manual tester knows functionality very, 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 very well. उसको सब कुछ पता है application में, वाडिకి మొత్తం తెలుసు application లో. He knows everything about the application, but it's just that he can do testing manually to only a certain extent. కొంచెమే చేయగలుగుతాడు వాడు. He can test only to a certain extent manually because he's a human being. And on top of that, if you do manual testing, there is a lot of scope for error. Because if you're testing manually, obviously manual testing is prone to mood swings. You will be in your mood, you will be testing the application. Even if there is a bug, if you are not able to figure it out, अगर तू पकड़ नहीं सका bug को, you're not able to catch the bug, then again it's going to be a problem. Because manual testing is completely dependent on the human being who is doing the testing basically. I'll have to reduce his workload as much as possible so that he can free up and he can think of new ways of testing the application. నయా నయా టెస్ట్ కేసు లిక్ సకేవో ఇంకా కొత్త కొత్త టెస్ట్ కేసులు రాయాలి వాడు. హీ షుడ్ బి ఏబుల్ టు రైట్ మోర్ అండ్ మోర్ న్యూ టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ సో దట్ ఐ కెన్ ఆటోమేట్ దట్ ఆల్సో. So as much as possible, the testing activity in the project needs to be automated. Jitna chahe utna. Why? Automation actually basically saves time. It saves a lot of time. You can do multiple rounds of testing, multiple iterations of testing. Previously, 1000 test cases to execute them one time, entire month used to be consumed. But these 1000 test cases now, due to automation, can be completed within 1 week or even a couple of days also, if possible. That is where your Jenkins and all those tools will come into picture. You can do the same execution or testing of the application using those 1000 test cases within a couple of days or maybe 1 week at a maximum. एक हफ्ते में हो जाएगा पूरा ఒక వారంలో అయిపోతుంది మొత్తం అంతా or maybe even 2 weeks also it will complete easily. It will take far more lesser time than what manual testing team was using to was taking previously. Manual testing team was taking 1 month to complete the entire work, but automation team is completing it within 1 week or 2 weeks. So that this gives us more time to do one more round of testing if required. If I ask manual tester to do 1000 test case execution 2 times in a month, do you think he'll be able to do? वही 1000 को 2 बार करो. Do 1000 test cases 2 times. If I say that to the manual tester, do you think it is going to happen? అవుతుందంటవా? हो पाएगा उससे? Do you think he'll be able to do it? Hello? Do you really think if I ask the manual testing team to execute the same 1000 test cases one more time in the same month, అదే నెలలో మళ్ళీ ఇంకోసారి 1000 టెస్ట్ కేస్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చెయ్యి वही महीने में फिर से डू दी 1000 टेस्टिंग मैन्युअली इफ आई आस्क, विल द मैनुअल टेस्टर बी एबल टू डू इट? नॉट पॉसिबल. ఇంపాసిబుల్ ఫర్ ఎనీ హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ టు డూ దట్. बहुत मुश्किल होगा, చాలా చాలా కష్టమైపోతుంది. ఇట్ మైట్ నాట్ బీ పాసిబుల్. హీ విల్ నాట్ బీ ఏబుల్ టు డూ ఇట్ ఆల్సో. ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ హీ డస్ ఇట్, he might be doing it carelessly without paying attention. But if you write an automation code does not have any mood swings. It works on the basis of your code that you have written. That's it. You write the code and that code will run the same way today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, next week, next month, 6 months later, 1 year later. It will work the exact same way. There is no mood swing, there is no nothing. It will work as per the logic that you have written. That's it. So, automation will be efficient, will save time, will be accurate. You can do multiple rounds of testing basically. And it will most importantly reduce the load or burden of the manual tester so that the manual tester can write new test cases. He can find out more different combinations of testing the application. Why should he find out new ways of testing? Why should he find out more test cases? Why should he find out more combinations? क्यों करना है? Why do you think so? Because if you test more, तो ज़्यादा टेस्ट केसेस लिखेगा. If you write more and more and more and more test cases, there is a very higher probability or higher possibility of finding more bugs. तुम जितना टेस्ट करोगे నువ్వు ఎంత టెస్టింగ్ చేస్తే, the more testing you do, the more chances of finding a bug. If you every time test those 1000 only, हर बार वो 1000 ही टेस्ट करेगा, ప్రతిసారి అవే 1000 టెస్ట్ చేసినాం అనుకో, there is no possibility of finding bug after 6 months. Whatever bugs you get, you might get it in the first 6 months, first 1 year. After that, you might not get any bugs in the application because an application without bug is a myth. कुछ ना कुछ तो रहेगा application में bug. ఏదో ఒక application ఏదో ఒక bug అయితే ఉంటుంది application లో. At any cost, there will be some or the other bug in the application. It's up to you to find it out. So, if you're not getting bugs, okay, either the project has the product, the application has matured a lot. There were so many bugs that were fixed initially. That might be one reason, that there is no new feature added in the application and no new bugs are coming up. This is what it is. Or else you have not tested properly basically. अगर कुछ भी नया फीचर ऐड नहीं हुआ है, ఏమి కొత్త ఫీచర్ యాడ్ అవ్వలేదు, నో న్యూ ఫీచర్ హ్యాస్ బీన్ యాడెడ్ ఇన్ ది అప్లికేషన్, దెన్ ఆబ్వియస్లీ యుల్ నాట్ ఫైండ్ ఎనీ బగ్స్, టూ మెనీ బగ్స్, వెరీ మినిమల్ బగ్స్ ఓన్లీ. ఫస్ట్ 6 months, 1 year, most of the bugs will be fixed. There will not be any bugs. The application will be stable moving forward. So you don't even have to write any new test case also in those kind of situations. But if the application is constantly modifying, constantly upgrading, constantly bringing more and more and more features, then in that case, obviously, you will get more bugs. But if you're still not getting bugs, दाल में कुछ काला है. Something is wrong. You are not doing your testing properly. Obviously, there will be bug. It's just that you are not testing properly. You are not finding out the valid combinations for your testing. सर अगर बग नहीं आया तो नौकरी से निकाल देंगे. बग రాకపోతే ఉద్యోగం నుంచి తీసేస్తారా? Will they remove from our job if we don't get the bug? Nothing like that. ऐसा कुछ रहता नहीं. It's not like that. It's just that you are responsible for the functionality all by yourself. If anything goes wrong, you will be answerable. You will be questioned basically. That's the whole point here. So that is why if you do automation, manual tester ka workload will be reduced and he will concentrate on writing new test cases. Once that is over, he will again give them back to automation. And this is how it works. Automation. So initially every month, manual testers were testing 1000 manually and zero using automation. Automation में zero. But after first month, 950 manual, 50 using automation. 950 test cases manually कर रहे थे. 50 now being done via automation, because automation is not a 1 month thing where in 1 month you'll automate the entire project. No, not happening. Not possible also. You will need a lot of time to do automation. That is why manual testers and automation engineers both are required in the project. Automation is not 1 week or 1 month process where you will complete automating all the 1000 in just 1 month. Never happening, not happening at all. So after that, in the third month, okay, 850 manually and maybe 150 using automation. And after 6 months, maybe 400 via manual and 600 via automation. After 9 months, almost 100 test cases only manually, 900 test cases using automation. So not all projects might be automatable 100%. 100% automation might not be possible in every project. We cannot really say, because automation, Selenium or any other tool in the market cannot automate CAPTCHA, OTPs or puzzles. They cannot automate those things. So, or there may be something that is a little bit complex to automate. So rather than doing automation, it's better to do it via manual. So in that case, those kind of test cases, extraordinary cases, those will be left for manual testing only. So now they are working only 10% of capacity what they used to work 9 months back. 9 months back, every month they used to do 1000 test cases manually. Now after 9 months, thanks to automation, they are only doing 10% of the work that they were doing, only 100 test cases per month. So they have 90% of the time left. So this is where they'll have to write more and more new test cases. So by the end of the year, they might have designed 100 more test cases. So 200 being done manually and 900 being done automation. So out of the 100 new test cases, if 100 of them are again automated, This time 1000 via automation by the end of the year and 100 manually being done. So this is how automation will slowly pick up pace. In the long run, majority of the testing will be done via automation only, not depending on manual testing. That's the whole concept of automation basically. It's a gradual process, not something that will happen overnight. Sir, automation kaise rehta hai? How does automation look like? ఎట్లుంటది? Now that you understood the whole concept of this testing, manual testing, automation, I mean, the basic idea behind this workshop. The idea was what is testing? What is a test case? Why do we need automation? This was the basic agenda for this particular workshop, basically. So now that you understood these things, what does automation look like? What is Selenium basically? How does it look like? Let's look into that thing also. అది కూడా చూద్దాం. So if you take a look at it, Selenium is your browser-based automation tool. Whatever that you do with your browser, तेरे browser से जो कुछ भी करता है, नु browser तो नहीं ఏం చేసినా సరే, whatever you do with your browser, it can be opening the browser, it can be going to a particular website, it can be typing something, selecting something, clicking something, okay, uploading something, whatever that you do with your browser, all of that can be automated with the help of Selenium. वो सब कुछ Selenium से automate कर सकते हैं. Now Selenium is a browser based automation tool which is available in multiple programming languages. वो multiple programming language में मिलेगा. It will be available, అది జావాలో ఉంటుంది. It is available in Java, Python, C Sharp, or PHP, Ruby. In all these languages, Selenium is available. One only Selenium నీకు. But more openings are available in the market based on Selenium with Java when compared to all of this. అంటే how many jobs, sir? Let's say if there are 10 openings in the market, Selenium with Java will alone have at least 7 openings in the market. 6 to 7 openings in the market out of 10 will be based on Java only, Selenium with Java. Python, C Sharp, and Ruby. PHP Ruby, though literally I won't even give one job also for them out of 10. C Sharp and Python, maybe C Sharp 1, Python maybe 2 out of 10. That's it. Very, 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 very less probability of these two for automation. This is rare. This is a recent phenomena. There are not many openings in the market based on Python. I'll be honest with you. You can even check Naukri also. You'll get an understanding how many openings are there on Java, sorry, Selenium and Python. Java Selenium is the leading automation tech stack in the market. Java Selenium. So some companies, what they do is, even if Python is required for them, okay, even if the opening is based on Python, they still want you to learn Java so that you have a good exposure to entire programming and Selenium automation. Even if the job description is based on Python, they want a Python automation engineer. But if you can crack the interview in Java, they'll take you in. नौकरी दे देंगे तेरे को. They'll give you the job. You can prepare Python in the company also if possible, if required. So that is also acceptable in some companies. That is why Java with Selenium is the leading industry standard in the market. So you will have to know Java for that, first of all. Java వచ్చి ఉండాలి నీకు. You need to have the knowledge of Java. So that is why we will cover Java separately in this course. If you join the course, we'll be covering Java separately, exclusively. Exclusively, separate Java course will be conducted for you. 3 weeks of Java programming, and after that, we'll introduce you to Selenium. Now, what does Selenium do? I'll execute a small sample program for you here on the screen. You will understand what it does basically. Let me run the program. You will understand what is happening. It's a very basic Java Selenium automation concept. We are in the middle of that particular batch. We have not yet completed Java Selenium for them. So it handles these kind of alerts on the page, these dialog boxes that you see. See, like this. It will automate these things on the page. This is what your Selenium can do. Or let's say this one. See, it is opening, it is only opening browser, it is only clicking on it is only clicking on all the options, it is only, going front and back on the page, all of this. This is what Selenium will do basically. What you do manually can be done via automation. जो मैन्युअली करते हो ये सब कुछ, यू विल हैव टू डू ऑल ऑफ दिस मैन्युअली. सेलिनियम विल टेक केयर ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दिस फॉर यू. सेलिनियम देख लेगा सब कुछ. This is what it is. So Java, how much Java should I know, sir? कितना Java चाहिए? So we'll be explaining this much of core Java for you in this course. And until collections. Oops concepts plus collections. Now I have not yet completed Java for them fully. మొత్తం జావా అయిపోలేదు ఇంకా. We did not complete entire Java for them. So if I have to show you some other batch. This is what we have learned in entire core Java. Core Java में इतना कुछ सीखा है. All the oops concepts till collections, exception handling, oops concepts, collections, loops, conditional statements, basic zero Java programming, zero level Java programming to intermediate level Java programming. Zero level Java programming to intermediate level Java programming will be covered in this course. Expert level Java programming is really not required. And if I have to compare with a regular automation, a regular Java course, एक रेग्युलर जावा कोर्स से कंपेयर करूं मैं, अगर रेग्युलर जावा कोर्स तो कंपेयर చేస్తే देयर विल बी अराउंड 70% ऑफ कोर जावा कवर्ड इन दिस कोर्स. I can say easily 70% of core Java will be covered in this course. That much of core Java will be explained to you till collections. So it will be, I mean, why sir 70%? Why can't we cover 100% core Java? Because I'm afraid we are learning too much, which is not really required for Selenium automation. That's the whole concept here. We don't really need that much of core Java to understand all of this. We don't really need that much of core Java for interview purpose also. And to be really honest, you are learning something far too much that is unnecessary also from a project perspective. But again, you will be explained all of these things because in the interview, they will be asking you questions. So your target will be to basically attend the interview, crack the interview. That's the whole concept here. That's how this has been designed. So these are all the basic uh, details that I want to give you. These are all the things that you're going to learn in your core Java. Core Java में सब कुछ सीखते हो. All of this. Next, you've already seen Selenium. Selenium आपने तो कैसे भी देखा है Selenium को. You already seen Selenium. What is Selenium? What does it do? So every test case has to be automated like this. प्रति test case, if there are 1000 test cases, as many as possible, you'll have to automate them one by one, एक के बाद एक. You'll have to automate each one of them and you'll have to run. Yes, enough. So you'll have to automate all of them and you'll have to execute them. और execute చేయాలి. Execute all of those things. Abhi, if I have to show you one more example, see, like this. See, it is trying to log in basically on this website. The credentials are wrong, so obviously it is not able to log in. So this is how you will automate all of these things. So if you see automatically, obviously here Selenium looks a lot more faster than your regular manual testing. Selenium looks a lot more faster basically. It looks a lot more faster. So that is why we will do Selenium automation wherever possible. So like this, every single test case will be automated in your project. As many test cases are there. In untan automate చేసేస్తావు. You already understood the need for automation. So you'll be automating as many as possible because Java is open source, first of all. And even Selenium is also open source. So open source means free. There are other tools in the market like QTP, UFT, Tosca, Excel Q. These kind of tools are there in the market which will do your automation. If you use these tools, you don't have to write any code also. They will only take care of automation for you. But these are paid licensed tools. అంటే సార్ వాట్ విల్ బి ది లైసెన్స్ ఫీ? లైసెన్స్ ఫీ ఎంత ఉంటుందంటే ఎనీవేర్ బిట్వీన్ $5,000 to $10,000 పర్ లైసెన్స్ పర్ పర్సన్ 1 year. Licensing costs are a little bit high. Licensing costs కొంత high ఉంటాయి. అంటే not all of them will have that much of high licensing fee, but some of them will have very extremely high licensing fee. What happens is that the company might not be willing to put that much of amount. అంత అమౌంట్ పెట్టడానికి రెడీగా ఉండకపోవచ్చు. We want to save that money. So $10,000 per year is like the salary of automation engineer who has got 2 to 3 years of experience per year ka salary అది. $10,000 అంటే roughly, if at all the license is $10,000, naturally it will not be $10,000 every tool, but assuming that it's at least $6,000. $6,000 అనుకుంటే $6,000 is somewhere around 5 lakhs, if I'm not wrong. Roughly it's 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs means that's the salary of a fresher basically. That's the salary of a fresher. So you'll have to give salary to the fresher and also give him the tool also. So two times they'll have to spend this $6,000. One for the fresher salary, another one for the tool license. So that is why companies are not really willing to put that much money into these licensed tools always. So that is why in the market also, if there are automation openings, majority of the openings will be based on Selenium only. These tools and their requirement in the market is very, very minimal. Selenium is still the king in the market when it comes to automation. I don't have to say that as someone who is selling you this course, but as someone who is an industry insider for the last 9.5 years, I can tell this to you. Or even a simple Google search or a Naukri search will give you a whole picture. I don't have to tell you a false figure. You can just open and check how many openings you have on Selenium and all these tools on Naukri itself. So you'll understand the reason why. But now here comes a small problem. If you automate these many number of test cases, who is going to execute them? कौन execute करेगा अभी? Now I have executed on my machine like this. ఇప్పుడు నా మెషిన్ మీద నేను ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసిన ఐఎమ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటింగ్ దిస్ టెస్ట్ కేస్ ఆన్ మై మెషిన్ అచ్చి బాత్ వెరీ గుడ్ ఐ కెన్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ వన్ టెస్ట్ కేస్ టూ టెస్ట్ కేస్ 100 టెస్ట్ కేస్ 200 టెస్ట్ కేస్ బట్ ఇఫ్ ఐ వాంట్ టు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ 1000 టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ హౌ విల్ ఐ డూ ఇట్ ఆన్ మై మెషిన్ నా మెషిన్ తట్టుకోలేదు కదా मेरे మెషిన్ संभाल नहीं पाएगा ना उतना कुछ my machine cannot handle that much. Yes or no? Do you think I can execute 1000 test case on my machine on my laptop? Even the company laptop also? Do you really think? Do you really think I can execute 1000 test cases using my company laptop? Impossible. Too much for me also. Because I can't give the guarantee of electricity at my home. I can't give the guarantee of internet at my home. I can't give the guarantee of my dedication also. Because automation is nothing but write the code once and execute as many number of times as you want. Manual అట్లా కాదు కదా. In manual, every time you'll have to do everything from beginning. Every day it's a new process, every day is a new flow. But in automation, that's not the case. You just write the code once, store the code in a secure location like this. Store the code. If your laptop is gone, still it would be possible to execute the code because you're storing your code on something called as GitHub. It's a cloud-based storage, especially for your code. And think of your GitHub as Google Drive, OneDrive only. Google Drive, OneDrive, what will you do? You'll store your important files on cloud storage. So even if your machine is lost, your phone is lost, you'll still be able to, what do you say, use those files from cloud. Think of GitHub as also as OneDrive, Google Drive, but for your code. OneDrive, Google Drive, lo, you will be storing your important files, videos, images, everything. But GitHub is especially similarly like your OneDrive, Google Drive, but this is for code storage. Code. నువ్వు రాసిన సెలీనియం కోడ్ ఆర్ పైథాన్ కోడ్ జావా కోడ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ మే బి దట్ కెన్ బి స్టోర్డ్ ఆన్ దిస్ వెబ్సైట్ దట్స్ ది హోల్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ గిట్ హబ్ బేసిక్లీ సో understood the concept now what GitHub is. I mean, we can't really dive deep into GitHub in a single session, but GitHub is a cloud storage where you can store all of your code. So even if your laptop is gone, or even if you're on a vacation, even if your machine is not working, or whatever may be the reason, the code is securely stored in a remote location on cloud platform. So the code can be executed anytime. That's the whole concept of your GitHub. So you want to execute these 1000 test cases. Do you really think your laptop can handle that much load? एक महीने में 1000 टेस्ट केस एग्जीक्यूट करना है तेरे को ఒక్క నెలలో 1000 टेस्ट केस ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయాలి నువ్వు ఎగ్జిక్యూటింగ్ 1000 टेस्ट केस in a single month will be too much for any person. Automation will be namesake. There is no real automation because there is a human required to execute those test cases even in automation. That's not true automation is. That's when your Jenkins will come into picture. तब तुझे जेंकिंस आएगा पीछे पिक्चर में. See, your Jenkins will come into picture, and this is where you will be executing all of your test cases. It's a CI/CD tool which you're going to learn in this course, where you will execute all of your test cases using Jenkins. Okay, what is this Jenkins, sir? Jenkins क्या करता है? It's like it will automatically execute the test cases once you tell it to execute. I mean, you'll just simply say, boss, execute all these 1000 test cases for me. Cool. Even if you shut down your laptop also, it will continuously execute because this Jenkins is hosted on a server. ఇది ఒక సర్వర్ మీద ఉంటుంది. This will be on a AWS or GCP or Azure. This will be hosted on those servers. So internet is 24 by 7, 365 days available. Electricity is also 24 by 7, 365 days available. So you'll simply have to just execute them. Now imagine every Sunday morning, you need to execute some test case. नो यू कांट वेक अप एंड एग्जीक्यूट इट ऑन अ संडे मॉर्निंग, तू एग्जीक्यूट नहीं कर सकता है एवरी संडे मॉर्निंग इफ यू वांट टू एग्जीक्यूट యువర్ సండే ఈస్ గాన్ ఫర్ అ టాస్, నీ సండే పోయింది నీకు. ఆర్ ఎవ్రీ డే మార్నింగ్ 7 o'clock ఆర్ మిడ్ నైట్ 3 o'clock యూ వాంట్ టు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ టెస్ట్ కేసెస్. హూ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు వేకప్ ఎట్ మిడ్ నైట్ 3 o'clock అండ్ ట్రిగ్గర్ ది టెస్ట్ కేసెస్? కోన్ కరేగా, ఎవడు చేయాలి అట్లా అవి? ఇప్పుడు ఎవరు చేయాలి అదంతా? ఎవ్రీ నైట్ 3 o'clock, సార్ వై 3 o'clock టెస్టింగ్ సార్? నో వన్ విల్ బీ దేర్ టు డిస్టర్బ్ యూ ఫర్ యువర్ టెస్టింగ్. Application is idle, you want to test it, so you want to test it at night 3 o'clock, midnight 3 o'clock. Who is going to do that? कौन करेगा वो सब कुछ? ఎవరు చేయాలి ఇప్పుడు అది? ఎవ్రీ డే మండే టు ఫ్రైడే ఎవ్రీ డే యూ వాంట్ టు డూ దట్. హూ ఇస్ గోయింగ్ టు డూ దట్? If you use Jenkins kind of a tool, it will automatically trigger the test cases for you at the required time on the required day effortlessly. वो देख लेगा, అది చూసుకుంటుంది ఆ పని. So you're understanding what Jenkins is used for? It's a CI/CD tool which will help you in executing your automation test cases. సో యూ అండర్స్టూడ్ ది కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆర్ ఎనీ కన్ఫ్యూజన్? समझ में आया? कुछ కన్ఫ్యూజన్ है? అర్థమైందా? ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉందా? ओके. इट विल ऑटोमेटिकली ट्रिगर योर टेस्ट केसेस. यू डोंट हैव टू डू एनीथिंग. तेरे को कुछ भी नहीं करने का. यू हैव जस्ट हैव टू सेट इट अप, दैट्स इट. నువ్వేం చేయక్కర్లేదు, జస్ట్ సెటప్ ది జెంకిన్స్ ఆన్ సర్వర్. సర్వర్ పే సెటప్ करो. सर वाई शुड वी सेटअप ऑन सर्वर? वाई can't we set up on our machine? Because your machine is still your machine at the end of the day. It can, if the अभी देखो, I have put my machine on battery, चार्जिंग पे लगाया है. So obviously my machine requires charging, my machine requires internet, my machine requires continuous monitoring. But if it's a server, AWS server पे है, it is on AWS server, Amazon Web Service, Amazon पे है, or it is on Azure, it's on GCP. You don't have to monitor it. It will only do the execution and it will only send you the results also. Result కూడా చెప్పేస్తుంది నీకు. You have executed 1,000, out of 1,000, 950 pass, 50 fail. Once you wake up next day morning, you will open the 50 failures and you will see why they have failed. That's it. Done. You are not wasting your hours, no. You are not wasting your time. You are not wasting your sleep to execute this 1,000 test cases. You are putting it on execution on the server. It will automatically take care of it. अभी देखो, now it's a Sunday. अभी संडे है, leave it. Friday, let's go to next Friday. Next Friday, your manager says, boss, at evening 6:30 Friday. Next Friday, what is the date? 22nd, huh? 21st. Next Friday is 21st. So 21st evening 6:30 p.m. application deployment is there. Application will be released. You have to trigger all the 1,000 test cases. Your manager will say that to you. लेकिन तेरे को 21st November को गाँव जाना है. నువ్వు ఊరికి వెళ్తున్నావు. You are going to your village. You are putting a long leave. You are going to your village. But you have to execute those 1,000. You can't skip that because there is a release. तेरे को रिलीज करके, अब ये टेस्टिंग हो गया तो रिलीज करना है. నువ్వు టెస్టింగ్ 1,000 కంప్లీట్ చేస్తే, ఇఫ్ యూ కంప్లీట్ దిస్ 1,000 టెస్టింग, यू कैन प्रोसीड विथ रिलीज. इफ यू डिले, रिलीज विल बी डिलेड. टेस्टिंग रुक गया तो रिलीज भी रुक जाएगा. टेस्टिंग लेट అయితే రిలీజ్ కూడా లేట్ అవుతుంది. సో నౌ యూ వాంట్ టు గో టు యువర్ విలేజ్, టికెట్స్ ఆర్ బుక్డ్, బస్ ఈజ్ వెయిటింగ్ ఫర్ యూ ఎట్ 8 o'clock, బట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు కంప్లీట్ దిస్ 1,000 టెస్ట్ కేస్ ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్. నౌ విత్ ఇన్ 1 hour విల్ యూ కంప్లీట్ ఇట్? डेफिनेटली नॉट. नॉट पॉसिबल विद इन 1 hour. बिल्कुल नहीं होगा. 6:30 to 8. How will you do it in 1.5 hour? 1,000 test cases, not possible. But manager is asking you for an update by Monday. Monday तक खत्म कर दो, or at least do something over the weekend. At least weekend पे complete at least half of the testing. 500 तो complete करो. That's what your manager is saying. No, you can't miss the bus. You can't sit and execute also. You need to execute on cloud. That's where Jenkins will come into picture. जेंकिंस पे एग्जीक्यूशन लगा के चले जाओ. पुट योर एग्जीक्यूशन ऑन जेंकिंस, शट डाउन योर लैपटॉप एंड गो. जेंकिंस is based out of cloud servers, AWS, GCP, Azure. It will execute the test cases on cloud. Cloud means not your own laptop. Your laptop might be switched on, your laptop might be switched off, does not matter. It will execute on cloud. Cloud पे एग्जीक्यूशन करते रहेगा. So the execution will go on, the execution will go on. You will go home, you will visit your parents, relatives, everyone. By the time you reach your village, you will get the results also. You can tell your manager ki boss, testing is over, this is what has happened. You can do this. So this is why Jenkins will be used in real time. You will be learning Jenkins also in this course. How to install Jenkins, how to set up Jenkins, how to use Jenkins. You will know all of that in this course. This is what it is. Now, moving forward. Now that I believe I have given you an overview about this entire webinar, the topics that I have promised for this webinar, I guess I have given you an overview. So does anyone has got any query? किसी को कुछ query है किसके बारे में भी? దేని గురించి అయినా ఏమైనా query ఉందా ఎవరికైనా? Anyone? I guess I have given you a very good overview about this entire workshop webinar about what is manual and automation, why automation is required, why manual is required, and all of that. Does anyone still have any query? API testing easy or hard? See, obviously, we'll be explaining API testing also once you join the course. Okay. You will learn API testing in this course, both manual as well as automation also. API, how much API automation will we learn, sir? Enough to call yourself an API automation engineer. You can apply for API automation roles also by the end of this course easily. So you will be learning API testing. It will be pretty easy, but I wouldn't recommend directly learning API testing. First, learn database testing, understand database, understand the database CRUD operations, then go with API testing. That would be my suggestion for you. But again, up to you. I'll be explaining both database and API in this course. In my course, I'll be explaining database and even API testing as well. So we will be even learning Jira also. For those who don't know Jira, we will be learning Jira as well. Jira भी सीखेंगे हम लोग. Jenkins is free. I have it on my machine, right? So Jenkins is free. And also we will be giving an introduction to AI testing also. How to use AI and automate your test cases. ఆటోమేషన్లో ఏఐ ఎలా వాడాలి, హౌ టు యూజ్ ఆటోమేషన్ ఇన్ హౌ టు యూజ్ ఏఐ ఇన్ ఆటోమేషన్ బేసిక్లీ. I'll give you an introduction to that also. It's not really something extraordinary, but something enough to help you understand how AI can be used in your testing. We're not using any AI anywhere. AI is not really going to take up your job. Let me be very honest with you. At least in the next 5 to 10 years, AI is not going to completely replace you, but it will replace the menial, basic, routine jobs. वो तो replace करेगा. At this point of time, what AI is used for, or in the future, what AI is used for is AI is currently being used for enhancing your coding logic. Whatever code that you have written, let's say you have written a 100-line program. Using AI, you will ask AI to reduce it to maybe some 70 lines or 60 lines to give you an optimized code rather than wasting the lines unnecessarily, or to maintain standards in your coding. You will be using AI for that purpose. But other than that, AI is really not used for automating the entire project or to replace an entire testing team altogether. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता है. So ఇట్లా ఇట్లా ఎక్కడ అయితే లేదు. సో AI will take my job, will it take over my job అంటే no, definitely not. But it will take over basic jobs. रूटीन जॉब्स जो करते हैं, बेसिक जॉब्स जो करते हैं, यू नो, नॉट इन टेस्टिंग. टेस्टिंग में नहीं, not in testing, but in other projects there will be other roles where there is a routine work that has to be done every day, same kind of work, routine job, routine work. Those kind of jobs will be automated irrespective of AI. So at that time, obviously those kind of jobs will be lost, but not testing, because testing is different. Every day you'll have to test something different. Rather than training the AI machine or AI tool, it's better you do it using your automation, your manual. So that is why AI is not used. And on top of that, even if you used AI also, some of the AI tools which you use in your testing, which I explained earlier, these tools which I have shown you, these are licensed. So they will not give you for free. कोई भी पोकट में नहीं देगा. ఎవడు కూడా పుణ్యానికి ఇయ్యడు అట్లా. Nobody is going to give you those for free. You'll have to pay some money. Will the company pay that much money? Is the company interested in paying that much money? The company has to decide. That's what it is. Even ChatGPT also or Gemini also is not free. If you already know that better than me. It's not free. It's free only to a certain extent. Post that you'll have to pay money. You'll have to pay for pro accounts or premium accounts. Only then it will be able to do the job for you. So are you willing to pay that much money? That's the important question. So AI will never really take over the jobs, because AI at this point of time is not capable enough to handle the entire project by itself. This is not Chitti the Robo, not Rajnikant's movie to do everything by itself. Human intervention is still required. But AI is used for enhancing your coding logic. That much they'll ask you to do. Not all projects also. If at all AI is used anywhere, it is used for this purpose only. So they'll ask you to enhance your coding logic by using AI. Bus, this code looks too hefty, too heavy. You have taken 100 lines for writing this code. Rather than that, give it to AI, ask it to optimize the code, maybe complete this in 60 lines or 70 lines rather than taking 100 lines. That's what it will. That's what you'll use AI for. So code optimization is what you'll use AI for at this point of time, not to completely replace. And let me be even more honest with you. Those who are dependent on AI for everything, because
If you ask AI for a program, AI will give you a program. Let me be very honest. You all know that. If you ask for a Java program where you want to find out the sum of two numbers using a Java program, AI will give you the answer for that. AI will give you the program. But the problem is not AI giving the answer. The problem is you are missing out the logical thinking there. Because even today in the market, those who can write the code, those who can think logically will still be leading in the market. Those people still have demand in the market. That much I can tell you. వాళ్ళకైతే ఆ డిమాండ్ అయితే ఉంది మార్కెట్లో. Those who can write the code, those who can build logic, they are still in demand in the market at any cost. They are hot cakes in the market because whatever, even if AI is giving you the program, you should be able to understand how to use that code. నీకు ఆ మాత్రం తెలివైన ఉండాలి కదా, ఉత్నా అక్కలతో रहना चाहिए how to use the AI code, है ना? So the future is only for those people who can write code. Manual testing jobs are also going out of trend. Within the next 5 years, even manual testers will also be asked to learn automation. Bilkul, pakka. They'll not be laid off, but they'll be asked to do both manual as well as automation. That's for sure. So that is why it's better you learn manual as well as automation, because automation engineer by default is expected to know manual testing also. Manual tester doesn't need to know automation. You will learn CURD operations. Yes, CURD, nahi, crude. We call it crude, but yeah, CURD, crude, whatever it is. We will learn that. Yes. You will learn crude operations. You need to do coding. I'll help you with the setup part and all. You can join tomorrow's session to understand more. Today's workshop is just to give you an overview about manual and automation and your testing. That's it. You can join tomorrow's session. The admin will share you tomorrow's Zoom link, the WhatsApp group link, the admin's phone number. All of those details will be shared with you in the chat box. So anyone has got any queries or all clear? I hope I have answered all. I hope I have answered the agenda of this webinar properly. I hope I have given you a very good overview understanding of the course. Or does anyone have any query? So here is tomorrow's link. Here, hold on a minute. Let me send it to everyone. So tomorrow's 9 a.m. link, here it is. And the WhatsApp group, I'll give you the WhatsApp group details also. Okay. The WhatsApp group details are also mentioned in the chat box. You can join the WhatsApp group. That's tomorrow's. There will obviously be a Zoom link for tomorrow's session. The tomorrow's session link is also shared with you. So use that also. And the admin's phone number, let me give the admin's phone number as well to you. The admin's phone number has also been shared with you in the chat box. So, anyone still has got any queries? If you've got no queries, if you think your queries have been answered and that everything is clear for you about this workshop and the testing process in general, you can leave. You can join tomorrow's session. Copy paste that link in your machine. Join that WhatsApp group for further details. Nishant, अभी session हुआ नहीं ना. After the session is over, that's when the admin will directly post it in YouTube. YouTube पे post कर देंगे admin. Just join that WhatsApp group. No, the WhatsApp group will be giving you all the details. Projects, yes, I'll be giving you a sample basic automation project, how to design a framework and all. I'll show that to you also. That is why इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ ना. Join tomorrow session, you will get more details. Don't worry. Yes, the course contents, everything will be explained. भाई आज का सेशन सिर्फ टेस्टिंग का ओवरव्यू बताने के लिए है. कल तुमको टेस्टिंग की सब कुछ बताऊंगा मैं कैसे. डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. Today is not about the course. Today is just about understanding what testing is, understanding what automation is all about, basically. Okay, what is TestNG and all. You'll get it in the course sessions. I mean, today is all about understanding the overview, or workshop is for
गिविंग एन ओवरव्यू अबाउट टेस्टिंग इन जनरल, स्पेशली एक पर्टिकुलर टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में हम डिस्कस नहीं करें. वी डिड नॉट डिस्कस अबाउट एनी पर्टिकुलर टेक्नोलॉजी. यू विल डिस्कस फर्दर इन दी डेली सेशंस. यू डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट इट. दिखाऊंगा मैं, डोंट वरी. All the webinars are free only until the admin tells you that it is paid. It is free. At least next week also you will have free sessions only. You can join the free sessions. Just copy the link and join tomorrow at 9 a.m. IST, 9 a.m. in the morning. Okay? It will be free only. The admin will tell you when it is paid. Okay? I hope you have copied the link. We'll meet in tomorrow's session at 9 in the morning, 9 a.m. IST. Okay? Copy the Zoom link, join the WhatsApp group. You will get more details. Okay? Thank you guys. It was nice meeting you all. It was nice interacting with you all. It should copy, no? Or click on the link, no? Click on the link and paste it, or click on the link and directly join the WhatsApp group. No, if you join the WhatsApp group, you'll get everything. Or at least note down the admin's phone number. Note down the admin's phone number and message the admin. The admin will give you the link on WhatsApp. If you're not able to copy it, at least note it down and message the admin. Number note kar lo, admin ko message karo. Admin madam, she will give you the details. Don't worry. TestNG, it's a unit testing framework. If you want to do bulk testing, hundreds and hundreds of test cases, if you want to execute, you need a tool like TestNG. That is what TestNG will basically do. Parallel execution karna hai, you want to do parallel testing, you want to do bulk testing, that's when you will use TestNG. A unit testing framework. It's a separate framework, it's a separate tool. You will learn in this course maybe after 1.5 months, maybe you will learn about TestNG in this course. If you join the course, maybe 1.5 months later, you will get that concept. So that's at that point of time, you will learn it. Jira is your bug tracking tool. I have shown it on my screen, right? This is the Jira bug tracking tool. You will learn that also in this course. This is your Jira tool for bug tracking. If you get a bug, you will report it to the developer. The developer needs to know where that bug is or what that bug is. Basically, like your tickets. Your tickets. Jira is for that purpose. You'll know all of that in the upcoming sessions. One webinar might not be sufficient for you to understand everything in detail. You'll have to join multiple sessions, multiple demo sessions to understand what is happening basically. This workshop is just to provide you an overview about testing and automation in general, not about any particular tool. All right, I'm stopping the recording here. The admin madam will be posting the recording in the WhatsApp group once the recording is ready. Once it is ready, the recording will be posted to WhatsApp group. You can directly open it from there if you want. Right? Chalo. Thank you guys. Let's meet tomorrow at 9 in the morning. Bye.